My name is Sarah Harnisch. I'm a relatively new Young Living Diamond, and I'm the author of the Game Plan book. I'm also a homeschool mom with 5 kids. I live in upstate New York, and I just have a passion for helping people get to diamond. In probably a year to a year and a half, wow. If I just stayed focused and I was on the right path. There's only 3 things that will grow your business. So if you're not doing those 3 things, you're not growing. You're going to be treading water and you're not moving. And those 3 things are teaching, classes. If you look at your calendar and there are no classes in the next 30 days, you can't use convention as an excuse to not teach this month, all right? If there are no classes anywhere in your calendar, you're not going to rank up. If you have 1 class on your calendar, basically you're just going to maintain your rank, or you're going to get your oils for free. You're not going to actually work towards your goal of ranking up. All right. The second thing is getting people on essential rewards. That's critical. So many people don't get that until they hit silver rank. And all of a sudden, you hit a rank, you lose it. You hit a rank, you lose it. You can't maintain your rank because you don't have the base, you know, that foundation, that concrete under your feet to be able to build off of. You need the base. So you shouldn't be talking to people once, you should be talking to them twice. The first time when you're selling them the starter kit, the second time when you're sitting down with them and saying, listen, you didn't just come to get a starter kit, you came to learn how to live a chemical-free lifestyle, and that is my passion, and I'm going to walk alongside you and show you how important it is and how serious you need to take this about swapping that stuff out of your cabinets. You have no idea where those choices are going to lead for your health. You've got to take this seriously. We developed a tool that helps communicate that really well that's free. Put a lot of free stuff on my website. Have you guys checked out the website at all? And we're putting more and more and more up there. We have a lot of free stuff. One of them is, I'm a radio network news anchor. I've anchored in Chicago for 11 years. Do I have any Midwesterners in here? Yeah. Yep. WLS. I anchored with WLS for 11 years. And then I took a job. My heart was in Christian radio, so I took a job to do morning drive on a Christian network, huge Christian network up in upstate New York, and I've been with them for almost 10 years. Now, so I have access to a $100,000 studio. So I went in and recorded the Toxin-Free Life, which is a whole lecture on the thieves line, and most people listen to that and they're like, whoa. I had no idea that this stuff that was in my cabinets was so dangerous. I wouldn't have been using it every single day. So that's a tool that we've given you guys that's just free. I recorded it, popped it up on the website, and the nice thing about it is it's a textable class. So you can go to oilabilityteam.com, click on share, and there's tons of free stuff there. We've got a 101 class that you can literally just copy the link and just text it to people. And then use if I will you. If I give this to you, will you listen to it? Let me know when you've listened to the whole thing. I got a peppermint roll in for you. I just want to come alongside you and show you what the other side of this looks like. What it looks like when you start the simple swap and start getting rid of that garbage in your cabinets. Then the third thing that you need to be doing to grow your business is training your leaders. And what I found is, you're looking at any organization, you're going to have some leaders that they're just rock stars. They really don't need a lot from you. They're self-starters. They take off. And then you have some that have a lot of questions, a lot of questions. So they get past that 101 class, and then what I'm seeing is my leaders are getting tired because they're trying to train their leaders on what's PV, how do I log into my virtual office, what about building a store? Should I build a big store and take it with me? I can't have a class till I have business cards. I love that one. I was like, my first 2 months of classes, I typed out my information on a piece of paper, cut it out, and stuck it.
There you go.
Handed it to them, right? You don't need to wait for business cards. The only thing you need to be able to do this well is a 3-page script and a starter kit. That's it. 3-page script and a starter kit. So if you have your kit in your hands, and you have a good script with a solid close on it, not one where you're just, hey, I hope you enjoyed my class, and you walk away and they didn't even have any idea that you actually sold essential oils. You got to have a really strong close on the end of your script. But if you have those 2 components, you have everything you need to get to diamond. That's all you need. You don't need anything else. You just need you. You need tenacity. You need fight. You need passion and compassion. So you need passion for the oils, and you need compassion for wherever people are, because they're not where you are right now. And so you got to meet them in that place where they are. I do roundtables every single Tuesday night. I get on at 8:30 Eastern, and I shoot like 20, 30 minutes, and I just answer your questions about the book for about a half hour. We just sit there and we hang out. There's a lot of people on it. The questions will kind of go by fast, and I grab as many as I can. And so one of the questions I get asked all the time is, Sarah, how do you get people on essential rewards? I don't understand. Well, that comes down to that compassion angle that I was talking about. You've got to meet them where they are. You can't walk up to somebody and say, hey, I want you to buy my starter kit. Here's all the information. There's my purple bag. There's a mini in there. You don't even know about the business, but now you do. You got to stop. You got to listen. You got to listen to where they are. Listen to their kid hacking up a lung sitting next to them, all right? Listen to their bum knee. Watch them hobbling across the sports field, as their kids have their soccer game going on. Just be there in that moment and be there for them without any abandon and come alongside them, now without trying to sell them anything, and just listen to them and then respond to the conversation. It's called forming. It's a concept that we learned in Danny Johnson. I'm a big Danny Johnson fan. I love her. But it's critical for being able to do network marketing business, because otherwise you always come across as a hunter. You don't ever come across as somebody who really genuinely cares about the person that they're with. How many of you guys have been approached by other people in other MLMs, right? And you're like, whoa, and you're in one. So you shouldn't be afraid of them, right? But it's because of that concept of the hunting. It's the hunter and the hunting. You don't want to be that person. You want to be the person that's relatable, that has that compassion for meeting people where they are, all right? So what I found was, if you could focus on those three things, holding classes, getting people on essential words, which is part of the forming that we talked about, and then training your leaders, you're focused. You got the shortest point from A to B. My goal in writing this book was to get as many people to Diamond as possible. When I first started in Young Living, it was just to get the oils for free. I was totally selfish. I got 5 kids, and we had $20 a week extra. Oh, it's my assistant. That means good things are coming. Look at that. Thank you, Sarah. Give her a round of applause. She survived 2 incredible days at Aroma Share. Can I tell you, last year I was standing in the aisle handing out the beta versions. We were giving them away because nobody wanted them. This year, we ran out like 4 hours ago.
Oh my gosh.
Of just about everything. The only thing we have left is the backpacks. So I know many of you guys wanted the scripts. They're in the backpacks. So make sure you hit it up over there. I'm trying not to talk all the way to the end so I can still sign books. All right, I got 4 minutes. When I first started, it was just about getting the oils in my home. And then it became seeing people using the oils and having experiences with the oils and just watching how it transformed them. It took away their fear, It's just an amazing transformation. Now more than anything else, it's freedom. If anybody comes to me and asks me what Young Living means to me, it means freedom. We just, a couple of weeks ago, paid off our last debt. We are now debt-free family. $250,000. I've been in debt for 19 years. And so to pay that off, I'm a big proponent of Dave Ramsey. I love his teaching. But what I found was we would save $1,000 like he would tell us to save, and then our head gasket would go in our car. We'd save $1,000, and then our kids wanted to go to summer camp, and then we'd save $1,000, and our van needs brakes, and we'd save $1,000, and it was gone. Young Living has taken away that terror in the night of me living from paycheck to paycheck and never having that buffer zone. I know that's financial freedom. It's freedom to see my sister not working 3 jobs anymore. She retired from her 3rd job in August, right before she got married. She's a gold, almost platinum now. She's doing great. My mother, you guys have read a little bit about my story in the 1st, 2nd chapter of Game Plan. My dad is an alcoholic. He's been in 19 DUI crashes. He's had his license revoked for life.
Wow.
So I grew up most of my childhood watching my mom get hit with 2x4s and pipes and chairs and all sorts of stuff. And my mom is about to hit platinum right now, which is awesome. I'm so proud of her, which tells me that anybody can do this. Anybody can do this. I'm speaking on one of the Diamond panels on Saturday, and we have to submit all our answers ahead of time. And I submit everything, and I got flagged by conduct. See, Diamonds get flagged by conduct too, right? I got flagged, and they're like, Sarah, in this answer, I was like, oh no, did I not say respiratory support? But I looked at it, and what it was in that paragraph, I had said that I believe with all my heart that anybody can do this, that anybody can get to Diamond. Anybody, and I believe that. Whether you don't feel like you have a lot of friends, you live in a rural area, you don't have a lot of money, you don't have a lot of time. Guys, I was working 40 to 60 hours a week when I started my business. Our oldest son is autistic, which any special needs parents in here, okay? They're harder to parent than the other 4 put together. I have 5 children, I homeschool. My job started at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I'd go in at 3 in the morning. I would start anchoring. Anchoring is a very high-stress job. I write 120 stories by hand in 3 or 4 hours, cut up over 200 sound bites. I read 39 newspapers every morning that I go in. I still fill in because I love it. I just enjoy the thrill of the anchoring. It's crazy. Then I come home and I homeschool 5 children. I did not have a life. And to boot, I moved from Chicago to New York. I didn't know anybody. I had spent my whole 30 years of my life, I lived in Chicago. 5 generations of our family lived in Chicago. So to move to New York, I mean, you want to talk no friend circles, and I had no life to develop friend circles. That was the place I was in when I started my business. Okay, so you don't need friends. You don't need time. You don't need money. All you need is fight. Okay, you need a why. You need a reason for why you're doing what you're doing. And my reason is freedom. Right? That's why I do what I do, because it gets the shackles off of your legs and arms and feet, so that you've got a front row seat, not just to watch all of your leaders rank, your family rank up, the people that you deeply care about, people that you've just met, that financial freedom, relational freedom, spiritual freedom, emotional freedom. For me, Young Living it's all of that. It's all of that in one place, and it's worth fighting for. It's worth fighting for. So if I had to give you any advice, it would be just stay on the horse. Don't give up. The biggest mistake I see in Young Living more than anything else is people have legit emergencies happen and then they don't go back to the business. They get off, they're going this way, and they don't go back. Or they're doing things that don't grow their business. You can't do that. You don't need all the bells and whistles. You need a 3-page script and a starter kit, and that's it. You don't need an entourage. You don't need an assistant. You don't need an accountant when you're first starting. You don't need any of that. You just need a script and you need a starter kit. So stay focused on what grows your team. And I want to tell you too about the power of duplication. The first time that we did game plan with my team was last July. I wanted to make sure it actually worked before we put the book up there and put it out for everyone. And we had a 30,000 OGB increase in July, which is a totally dead month. Then I did it again in January with my team. But I said, you're not allowed to join this boot camp unless you're bringing 2 leaders with you, because I want you to train 2 to train 2. We did it again in January when I had just launched the book, the published book. And we saw a 70,000 OGB spike from one boot camp with our team, and that's what catapulted us to Diamond. It was the training 2 to train 2. Why? Because the book just hones in, on what the distractions are, the pitfalls, the mistakes, where you're going left and right, confidence, why you don't need to know it all. You don't have to be an aromatherapist to be able to do this. You just need to learn third-party tools. You just got to be able to point them in the right direction. Gosh, I don't know the answer to that. I've only been with Young Living for 2 months, but I know a great book on the business called Game Plan. Wasn't that a good marketing plug?
Yes.
I don't know the answer to whatever medical issue you're facing, but there's some great desk references. Why don't you go check some of those out? Here's names of a few of them. I don't know the answer about the whole history of Young Living. I've only been with Young Living for 2 years, but Mary Young, the CEO, wrote a great book called D. Gary Young, the World Leader of Essential Oils. And man, you read that thing, you're never going to question the purity of this company. Not ever, when you see what Gary went through to be able to bring us pure essential oils. So just get good at pointing them in the right directions. You don't have to be the expert. And if you think you do, and you start doing things that make you look like the expert, then your team feels like they have to copy that to be able to be good. And then you're shooting yourself in the foot. You're not going to grow a team. The geniusness of the system of the book is that any leader can do it. Whether they're a weak leader, whether they're a strong leader, they literally just take the book and put it in someone's hands. 25 videos that are free at oilabilityteam.com. 25 chapters in the book, 25 worksheets. Whatever pace. It doesn't need to be in 25 days. Whatever pace you can handle it. A video, a chapter of the book, and a worksheet. On to the next day. Video, chapter of the book, and a worksheet. On to the next day. And then you just stand out and you watch your team explode. If you can train duplication into your team, and they go through a boot camp and they finish and they start training 2 to train 2, just like you did when you brought at least 2 leaders in initially, if that cycle repeats for only 1 year, just 1 year, if they're training 2 to train 2, at the end of the year, you have an organization of 531,000 people, and you're a Royal Crown Diamond. All right? The end of the year. So duplication. All right, I think I have time. Let me see what time it is. Before you, I got 2 minutes. I'm just going to wrap up, and then I'm going to run over to the book signing booth so all those couple hundred people in line get their book signed. They're not mad at me, and all the Aroma Sharing people will say, you can't come back next year because you clog up all the hallways. We don't clog up the hallways. We bring hope. All right? I believe with all my heart that you have this in you. You have it in you. Think about where you would be if your spouse was in trouble or if your children were in trouble. There was no mountain in your path that you would not blast through to try to save them, to try to help them, right? It's a legacy income, guys. It's a willable income. If something happens to you, it goes to your family. You know, you write your will, you submit it, it goes to your family. That's enough for me. Like, I know at a diamond income, my children are going to have $5,000 or $6,000 a month forever. You know what that means? They're not going to live in the projects like I did for 12 years. They're always going to have a roof over their head. They're always going to have food in their stomach. I don't have to worry about them living the same life that I lived when I was in my 20s, where John and I were working 3 full-time jobs, a part-time job, 21-hour college course load, and pregnant with their first son the first year we were married. I don't want them to have to go through that, you know? So the biggest thing is you just got to see where it goes, you know? And you have to show your leaders where it goes. Once your leaders get where this goes, they will fight for it. They'll fight for it and they won't give up. But we're the vision casters. We got to set the trend. We got to set the pace. You got to get out there and do it. Teach classes. Get your people on ER. And train your leaders. Train your leaders and show them that it is simple, that it's not hard, but they have to fight for it. It's not going to get handed to them. All right? So just know who you are. I've been signing books for the last 2 days. Know who you are. Remember who you are. You have the blood of a diamond. You are a diamond rising, right? Poverty over, because this is your harvest year, and I believe that with all my heart, guys. You can do this. You can do this. If this homeschool mom from an alcoholic family with 5 kids, getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning for 18 years, writing newscasts in a hole in the wall, if I can do this with no time in a totally different part of the country, guys, I know you can do this. I know you can do this. You just got to see where it goes, and you got to get your feet going in that.